Oh, yeah. All right. Okay, well, let's get started. Let's rock and roll here. You guys can hear me okay? Good. Awesome. Okay, so my name is Diana Thomas. I'm so excited to be your speaker tonight. Following the other girls the other couple weeks, I feel like I've got really big shoes to fill, but hopefully I can bring some value to you guys tonight, and hopefully have your mind thinking a little bit about, well, you're going to hear about it, but I'm going to be talking a little bit tonight about money, I guess, business money versus hobby money. And it took me a really long time to figure this out. And I really wish that somebody would have educated me when I first started, or I wish I would have learned sooner. However, I'm glad that I learned now, because this year has been so different for me as far as managing my money, my business, investing back into my business, seeing things differently. And so, yeah, I can't wait to share all that with you guys today, what I've been doing and what I've been implementing. I'll talk a little bit too about, since it's the beginning of the year, I'm not an accountant, so I'm not going to be like a professional tax person. However, my husband has been doing my taxes for the last 5 years. So we've learned a lot throughout the years, so we can kind of talk about different expenses that you guys can expense. Again, I had no idea a lot of these things that we can expense with our line of work in our business, and it'll save you a lot of taxes come tax time. So we can talk a little bit about that too. So a little bit about my story. My name is Diana Thomas. I'm an AED with the company. I've been an AED for about a year. I hit last November. I started in January of 2017, and I was a dental hygienist. So it's funny to hear me talk about this stuff, like business stuff, because I have absolutely zero business experience whatsoever, which is probably why it took me a little bit longer to figure out how to do all this stuff. Some of you guys might be able to offer me some advice, but I know that I think this stuff is going to be pretty valuable to you. So dental hygienist, I grew my Monet business pretty quickly. Again, something I wasn't expecting. So for you guys, even if you're brand spanking new, or you're like, something is clicking. Oh, do you know what? It's my earrings on my AirPods. There we go. That's hilarious. Oh my gosh. Okay, thank you. Even if you just started, or you're like, this is my year, I'm going for MMB, I'm going for MM, I'm going for director. This is my year. This can be your year. I joined on January the 3rd of 2017. And I remember all my upline knew, because she was brand new too. She was like, just save all your receipts, because you just never know what you're going to want to expense come tax time. And I was like, I have no idea how much money I'm going to make with this company. I have no idea where this company is going to take me this year or in the future. No clue. Little did I know that, in 5 months' time, I'd be at Market Mentor. I'd be earning my car. I'd be going on free trips. I'd be quitting my job as a dental hygienist later in the year. I had no idea. But that's one thing she told me: save your receipts. And I did. And it worked out really well in the end, because I had a huge income that year. So I was kind of ready for it, but I'll get more into that a little later. Not really ready for it. But you just don't know. And the stuff I'm going to tell you today is stuff that I wish I would have done since day one of my business. And I definitely think it would have changed how I reinvested in myself and my business, and how I was better prepared for expenses and taxes and conferences and just things, how I looked at it. It's a mindset thing. So let's just jump right in. That's a little bit about me. I'm still here. I'm a lifer of this. And I think for me, this stuff is really important, because I don't have a retirement with dental. I don't even do that anymore. Like, I need to strategically map out my business and my income so that I'm set up for life. I know that with our business, things are going to keep growing. All of us, they're all going to keep growing. We have a huge opportunity here to make a significant amount of money. And I don't think people really realize how much money we can make in this industry. So we've got to be ready for that and want it. And yeah. So, okay. So social selling in 2022, it just makes sense. People are looking for something to do online. So especially with social selling, as far as being a business owner goes, it's a really low startup. So for us, it's what, $250 if there's people on here from the US, $199 to about $1,000 for the highest package, the biggest package. So overall, that's a really low investment to get started. So people know that. So it's a low startup cost. They are already on social media. They're already having fun doing social media. Sometimes I look at people on Instagram, you're looking and, you're trying to see who you can add to Instagram and whatnot. And then you're like, she or he is so good. They're not selling anything. Why aren't they selling something? They're crazy. They're missing like a huge market. Like, I think everybody should be selling something on social media. It doesn't have to be like spammy, salesy, whatever, but like everybody should be in this market in some way of social selling. So people are already doing reels. Let's do some fun reels and throw some shampoo in there, whatever the heck it is that you're selling. For us, it's reels. It's a business opportunity. People are also well aware that you can make a lot of money on social media or online. So we've got like freaking 10-year-old kids that are unwrapping toys and making millions of dollars on YouTube. What is this world? Like, there's so much money to be made online right now, and it's not a shocker. Like, people know that that's out there. So people are looking for different ways to do it. They're open to it. They're a lot more open to it now than they once were, and they kind of understand where that's going. So they're well aware that they can monetize their time and their value on social media. And if they don't, that's our job to be like, you guys are crazy. You're really missing out on something huge here. So we need to understand our society and our culture. People are more open-minded, like I said. So for an opportunity like we have and ways to build their business more than ever, people know that making that second, and I think if anything else, this ridiculous last 2 years has made it a lot more, people are realizing a little bit more that it's really good to have a second stream of income or have some sort of income you can do from home. I see it all the time. Anybody have any ideas of a job that I can do that is from home? So I'm like, yes, I do. Let me tell you about it. People know, and that's what they're looking for. They can either work at a call center from home, or they can build a massive empire with a network marketing company from home. So your mindset from where you start your business cannot be the same mindset for where you are 4 years from now. Now, I'm going to do this as a generalized training because there's going to be people on this call tonight that have been just started. They might be brand new market partners just starting their business. There might be some people on this call that have been doing this for 5 years, 6 years, 7 years in some cases, maybe. So we all have different businesses and different incomes coming in from this business, but I know a lot of us have big long-term goals. So this is something we should be implementing right from the beginning. So like I was saying, so with Monat, we have a really low startup cost, $199 to even at the biggest, $1,000. That's really, really low. We don't have to carry any inventory. How easy is it with Monat to make $200? Like, seriously, they buy an essentials pack. How quickly can you make $250 with Monat? 5 minutes? Sleeping with your eyes closed? Like, it's so freaking easy. So it's really, really easy to make the money back from your kit. So that's kind of the first step. That's the first goal. We're helping our new market partners. We're helping ourselves make the money back on our kit, making the investment. The rest is like money that you're making. So making your first 200, 500, or even 1,000 is super easy to do, especially like with our Smart Start, as you guys know. Okay, because the low startup cost, people make their money back and then they break even and then they start making money. I already said that. Look, I write notes and then I get ahead of myself. I don't even know why I write notes because I know what I'm saying, but then I lose track of where I am. Anyway, maybe I'll say some stuff twice, but I won't miss anything. So most people, when they start, okay, how many of you guys, your goal really when you started was to make $500 a month? That is, you can say it in the comments, you can raise your hand. That is 80% of the people that join this business are looking to bridge that income gap in their family. So that's $500. $500 is huge. That could be your groceries, that could be your car payment, that could be your kids' hockey, that could be so many things. $500 a month for a family makes a huge difference. It's crazy though, because most people think that only making $500 a month isn't important enough, isn't a good enough story. They're scared to share the business because they're only making $500 a month. But realistically, that's what most people want anyway. So share it. Like, that's still, this is a whole other thing. This is me going off on a tangent. But that is still a really important thing for us to keep in mind, that even if you're just starting, or even if you're at a level where you're making $500 a month, this can still so impact your life and so impact someone else's life. So share that. Okay, so we can all agree that it's pretty easy for us to make $500 a month with Monat. Pretty easy. VIP, sales, block bonuses, rank up bonus, like bringing in market partners, VIP acquisition. It's easy to make $500 a month. We can do it in our sleep. A lot of people at the beginning allocate their money that they make with Monat to hobby money. You know, when you first start, up to $500 a month, we need that money to bridge that income gap in our family. We're using that money for things. We're using it for groceries. We're putting it into our personal account, and we're using it for things in our life. Okay. Once you get to that $500 a month mark or more, $500 or $1,000 a month or more, you need to really think about this as business money. Okay. This is your business, and this money that you're making is your business money, and not just money that's going to pay your mortgage. If you want to continue to grow, if you want to stay in that hobby money mindset, then it's going to be harder for you to reinvest, because then it feels like you're taking money away from your groceries or like your kids' daycare to go to Monations or to buy yourself, I don't know, something that you need, headphones or something like that for your business, or samples or products. So that is not treating this as a business. There will come a time in your business that you really, really, really need to shift your mindset. And the sooner that you can do that, the better off you're going to be. And I'm going to just teach you a little bit on how to budget that way. So nobody really ever taught me this stuff. So 5 years ago when I started, I really just put all my money in our personal account. I was able to leave my job, which was fantastic. So I was still paying those bills. But when it came time to do taxes, when it came time to go to Monations or go to the things I wanted to do, or buy incentives, I wanted to buy my girls a purse or buy them something, it felt like the money was coming from my personal bank account. So I felt like I had to be like, Nick, I'm just going to go and buy, a purse, or buy this thing, or buy more samples or whatever. It felt like it was coming from I wasn't taking it as a business. I was taking it as a hobby. As your business grows though, you need to look at it as a business. So especially if, like I said, you're making more than $1,000. Okay. Your first step is that you should have your own bank account for your business. And I wish I would have done that a lot earlier, because number one, it would have made my life so much easier for taxes. But you should have your own business account. So even if it's not, I'll talk about that in a little bit. I'm incorporated now, which has completely changed the game for me. But having your own business account or checking account under your banking, where your Monat money goes into, that you can have it totally separate. Better yet, if you can have a Visa debit for that account, or a credit card separate for that account, it's going to make your life so much easier. It can be the same as like leaving it in your Mo money, but you should have it somewhere separate. And then this is your business money. So let's say you make $1,000 with your business. Yeah, emergency money, I love it. So you make $1,000 with Monat a month. It's going into your business account. It's your business money. You're going to pay yourself. Okay, so you should be doing this from the beginning. So if you make $1,000 and you take your $1,000 and you're spending it, like I said, it's going to be harder to reinvest. And we know that there's healthy things that you need to reinvest in with your business. So if you're making $1,000, you need to take at least 20% of that, and you need to put it away for taxes. If you're not making a ton of money with Monat, your taxes might not matter, but you really just don't know where this is going to take you. And you don't want to get hit with a massive freaking tax bill like I did. So put the money away. If you don't need it, savings. Good for you. That's awesome. But take 20% of what you're making with your Monat business and put it aside for your taxes. Okay. We have huge tax savings with this business. You can save so much money. You can write off so many things. I made a list of like all the things I probably illegally, but I think legitimately write off. If you want to know what they are. But anyway, nobody's recording this, right? Just kidding. I'm just kidding. It's fine. It's fine. I'll let you know. So I save 20% for your taxes, leave it in your business account, pay yourself 50%. That is usually my rule of thumb. And still now to this day, being incorporated, I only pay myself 50%. Whatever my Monate paycheck is, I have a set amount that my family needs to pay the bills, and I'll kind of get into that. The rest stays in my business account. So let's say you make 1,000, 20% taxes, $500 to your money, your bridge money, your money that you're making, and then leave 30% in your business. That money will grow. So that money will grow into your Monations fund. That will be your money for the new laptop that you need and not feel guilty about buying because you have that money saved in your business. That's where you're going to get your money for your products, for your samples, for your shipping, for all the other expenses that we use with this business. You can take it right out of that account. So it doesn't feel like it's coming out of your personal account. That's your business money that you need to grow your business. I just listened to Kevin Hart. Oh, I'm going to have to read that after. That sounds awesome. I love Kevin Hart. So make a budget. There's so many things that we can use as business expenses that we don't realize that we're even spending, especially if it's coming out of our personal account. Sometimes you don't even realize that you're spending that money, and you can really budget and see what's really important and what's not. So things like product, obviously, shipping costs to ship to customers, or incentives to your team, or samples, incentives, saving for trips and conferences and stuff like that, Monations, road to success, things like that. Thank you cards that you might send, little gift cards. Like I send little $5 Tim Hortons gift cards to my new VIPs, your pro back office, market partner studio, like things like that, I think are so important too, to invest back into yourself. Like, I don't know if you guys know this, but there is like a company, sometimes they're hit and miss, where you can pay $30 a month and they make your stories for you. They're beautiful. Erin Fudge should open a shop like that, but she gives them to us for free. I love you, Erin. But we pay for it because we know how much time it takes us to make those stories. And sometimes your time, is valuable when you can be doing other income producing activities. So investing back that way to leave yourself with more time to do things like connecting, reaching out, talking to people, meeting people for lunch, onboarding new leaders, things like that. Those are income producing activities. If you can find a way to clear some of the stuff off your plate, even if it costs you a little bit of money per month for admin stuff, that's brilliant. A virtual assistant, that's like my lifelong goal. Even though I have business money now, I'm still cheap. So I still have to work on that, like reinvest back into my business. Extra coaching. A lot of people spend a lot of money on coaching, which I think is amazing. I think there's, the sky's the limit there. We have a lot of great coaching in the company, but there's also some really great programs that you can invest in, like things like Project Broadcast, different apps. So anyway, that list goes on, but things like that, those are things that make your life a lot easier that we can reinvest in. A business owner knows that you need to reinvest in your business for it to grow. You just do. And a business will always require healthy expenses to improve the quality of customer service, leadership, your own personal growth, and just how you manage your life. Like reinvesting back into yourself to grow in skills, like even learning this stuff to save you time and effort at the end of the year, or save your sanity. Like that is totally worth it. As you grow your business, you need to start thinking about business money and not just it's my money. So take a restaurant owner, for example. Do you think that all the profits that a restaurant makes, they just like, the owner just like puts it in their like personal bank account? One of my friends owns a McDonald's. Do you imagine just going to put all the daily dollar bills, in my personal account and just call it a day, go find your own hamburger meat or whatever it is. But yeah, they don't do that. There's a business account. That's how businesses work. You pay yourself a salary and you grow your business, and then you have money to reinvest in your business. So the sooner you can start thinking of your business like that, the better it's going to be, especially long-term. If you start having big income, you don't want to live beyond your means, things like that. So no, they take a salary and they leave the rest in their business, which is what we should be doing too. It's why so many people don't put money towards growing their business, because it becomes this Monations or my groceries. When, if you start doing it from the beginning and for a long period of time, that won't be a thing. That won't be a deciding factor because you have the money already there. And then sometimes reinvesting, even if you go into debt, not all debt, and that's somewhere else in my notes, not all debt is created equal. So going and buying $1,000 Coach, well, Coach doesn't make $1,000 purses, Gucci or what, not there yet, but you know what I mean? Like a really fancy purse versus spending $1,000 to go to Monations on your credit card, totally different. Not even in the same category. You know, reinvesting back into yourself, even if you might not be there yet where you have the cash to pay for it, in my opinion, that is totally different. It's like going to university so that you can make money after. You know that it's going to come back at you and it's going to help you to grow and to help you make more money in the end. So if you're in that scarcity energy, you guys, Kat knows what scarcity stuff is because she already told me about it, and it like made total sense when she had this like anyway, that's for another day. But you know, the difference between having a scarcity mindset and an abundance mindset, it goes the same here. If you are relying on your rank to pay your mortgage, because that is literally, you know, it comes with a bit of desperation, right? And we don't want that, because that changes the dynamics of your business. You don't want to be coming at your money making and your money and your investing and your reinvesting to come from a place of scarcity. All right, so okay, I'm sharing all this with you because the sooner you implement this mindset into your business, the better. So yeah, I told you guys that I learned the hard way, and when it came time, my taxes kind of, as I started making more money, it kind of snuck up on me, and then I felt like I'm like, oh my gosh, I can't believe it, now I have to pay all this money out of my own money, but it was never my money to begin with. So just get ready for that, and it makes you feel totally different. Today I had to buy a laptop. It was still hard because I didn't know what to get, and it's a lot of money, and I wanted to invest in something really good, but at least I didn't feel like it was my laptop or my groceries. Like the money was there in my business. It makes no difference whatsoever to my personal life what laptop I buy, because that is my business money and it's going towards my business. So I don't have that like weird guilty feeling that I would have had before if I would have had it all in my personal money. So in this industry, you know, we have an opportunity to earn a very large amount of income. We do. And for some of us, I'm sure there's other people on the call. I grew up with zero money. Like, I don't even know what it's like to make a lot of money. So I'm just kind of learning as I'm going. And I think a lot of us are the same way. So I think it's really easy to get caught up with, wow, look at all this extra money that I have. It's all mine. And I can't wait to buy a big, beautiful house and a brand new pair of boots and all this. And then you're left with nothing to reinvest back into your business or back into yourself. And that's not good. So if you want this to grow into bigger, more sustainable, residual business, like I'm talking like long-term, guys, people don't get into network marketing for a quick buck. If they do, somebody taught them wrong, because that's not really how this goes. Yes, you can make money right away, which is amazing, but I don't think for any of us, that's the long-term goal. My long-term goal, even if I'm making the same amount of money, my long-term goal is that in 10 and 20 years, I don't have to really do much. And like the money is still coming in because I've reinvested into creating beautiful leaders, and they're creating beautiful leaders. And I'm setting, you know, I'm still doing the things I'm doing, but I've done the do. And now I have this amazing long-term business, and the income will continue to grow. And that's not going to happen if you just sit back and be like, it'll take its course. Like people will just grow, people will learn stuff, like somebody will take off. Like that's not really how this works. It's like people that are into investing and trading and stuff. Like these people are not investing $60 and hoping to make like $1 million just by like twiddling their thumbs and waiting for somebody to grow their money for them. They've put so much time and effort and not into how to do this properly. And you're going to lose some, you're going to win some, you're going to grow some, and it's a long-term thing. You've got to look at it like over years and years. It's not going to be like a one-time. Network marketing is the same way. You're not going to usually, I mean, I feel like our company's a bit of an anomaly, so it sets us up for a little bit of disappointment when we're not MDC in 8 months. But generally speaking, in most companies, it takes a lot longer than that. And that's okay. Like we went to university for 4 years to make whatever, a decent income, but not Monate money. and I still put that time in to make money in the end. So even give yourself 5-10 years, like it's going to continue to grow if you continue to put in the work. Okay, another thing, totally already talked about that. Awesome, great. Okay. Okay, so let's talk about, you guys want to know a little bit about incorporating your business or what that is? I don't think I need to get super into it unless if somebody is thinking about doing it, you can reach out to me. I know some of the directors have, but it doesn't matter how much money you make, whether this is going to be worth it for you. My financial planner just said, did you guys know that? First of all, did you know you could incorporate your Monat business? Did anybody even know that? Yeah, you can. You can actually have a legitimate business number that is a legitimate business. Now I have a business credit card and a business account, and I have an accountant, and it's like a real thing. I have like a real business with Monat that I can leave to my family. I can leave to my kids. We can do that anyway, but it's like it's like a big deal. So the biggest thing with incorporating your business is there's huge tax savings on top of everything else that you get. You know, we have great tax savings whether you're incorporated or not. But once you start making an income that is more than you need, so like, let's say your bridge is 500, maybe your bridge is 5,000, you know, you need $5,000 a month to live. Maybe you're making 10,000 now. You're making more than you actually need to live. You are better off leaving that money in your business. So you're incorporating because you pay a heck of a lot less taxes on that business money, but it's the same concept. You're still paying yourself every month. You know, let's say you make $5,000, $2,500 goes into your personal. That is what you make every month. The rest of it stays in your business, and you figure out how to spend that money somehow. I don't know yet, but we will figure that out eventually. But yeah, it's just really, really good for tax savings, but super easy to do. I just did it at the registry. I know some people will hire accountants or lawyers to do it for them, which is great. My financial planner helped me do it. It cost me $500. And then I had a lawyer go through the minute book for me, but it's super easy. So it might look differently for you guys. Maybe you guys have a really good second stream of income and Monat is all just play money for you. Maybe incorporating that business is a good decision for you to do, you know, earlier than when it was for me. So I just want you to know that it is an option when you're ready, when you feel like you have more than you need, which is, how amazing is that even? Like, how is that even a thing that we're even talking about? It's insane. But talking about like taxes and stuff, if you guys want to hear, a lot of things that you can claim on your taxes. So start saving them right now. Start saving now for next year. Okay, so things that you might not know of, your car, you can claim your kilometers. So there's an app that you can get called QuickBooks that I have on my phone. It's brilliant. It literally uses Bluetooth. It knows when you're driving. So it tells you, it'll like pop up and it'll be like, you drove from your house to this location. Was this for business or for personal? Business, personal, business, personal. And it tracks all your kilometers based on like Google Maps. It's so easy. So that's a really good app to have to track your kilometers. You can track then based on how many kilometers you have put on for business, which, let's be honest, guys, like most of the time, I mean, for me, most of the time that I'm in my car, I'm delivering samples, meeting someone for coffee. So I can like claim a lot of those. Yeah, it's called QuickBooks, QuickBooks. It's like a little green logo with a Q and a B. Yeah, thank you. And there's other things it does too, but that was one of the apps that my accountant said to use for kilometers. No problem. So percentages of your gas based on how much kilometers. So I always save every single gas receipt because you want to maximize that. You can claim a percentage of your house. I've always claimed my office space, but realistically, I'm doing videos kind of like my kitchen. We have wellness now. Your bathroom, Erin Fudge's bathroom's the size of my whole house. So she could probably claim her whole bathroom like percentage. So figure out the square footage of the area that you're using your business in, and you can claim that as well. So, and then you can claim part of your utilities, personal upkeep. So like your nails, like how many times do you take a picture of your shampoo bottle with your nails? Like your nails have to be good. for your pictures on Instagram to sell shampoo, I don't know. He didn't say it was a problem. So things like that, personal upkeep, getting your hair done, hair tools, hot tools, anything hair related, haircuts, anything personal upkeep. We are social media influencers. Sorry, I just can't even say that with a serious face. I am not a social media influencer. But these are things that I do to have a more appealing presence, I guess, on social media, as opposed to the troll that I look like when I wake up. Just joking. Sometimes clothing, like sometimes I'll, not all my clothes, obviously, but like if I'm buying Monet gear or something I'm going to turn into Monet gear, or something I'm wearing if I buy a dress specifically for the little black dress event that got canceled, because that's always awesome. I save that too. All of those things, you can claim all of that. Let me just read. I saw a good question. How much income do you need to make to pay taxes? And yeah, that's a great question. So I think it's 500 US, it's 500 US, because like you'll get a T4A in the mail. If you don't make $500 a year with Monet, you won't even get it. So don't even worry about it. So that's great, easy peasy. But if you're making more than that, they will send you a T4A like at normal time. And it does go in a different section of you, but it's pretty easy. Like Nick just does our taxes on like the normal tax stuff, tax turbo or whatever. It's really easy to do. But yeah, that's when you can start claiming stuff there. So yeah, over 500. Your phone bill, your phone, always like, yeah, he's anytime, just message me. I always ask him stuff. I'm like, is this business or personal? He's like, who are you asking? I'm like, I don't know. I don't know. Because he's so by the book. He's so scared to like go to jail or something. So he's like, really, he reads a lot of stuff. But a part of your property taxes, you can buy a phone outright, and like that's a business expense. Like any of those kinds of things that you use for your business. Mortgage interest is another one, like a percentage based on, again, square footage of your home that you use for your business. Advertising, events, social travel. So I'll go to Mexico, and it's not a Monet trip, but do you know what I do in Mexico? I'm networking. I usually leave Mexico with a market partner or two. I'm not going to lie. Lots of connections for VIPs. I claim my whole freaking trip. Not for my family, but for me, I usually claim my flights and my trip, because to me, it's a networking thing. That's how I meet people from around the world. It's brilliant. Who doesn't want to go to Mexico and meet people? I go intentionally to meet people. So, because you still have, if somebody comes at you, you have to be like, this is why I claimed it, blah, blah, blah. But yeah, social travel. The other thing too, I'll go to Mexico. Friggin' right. I booked in June. You want to come? After I get the fetus out, I'm going to Mexico. Yes, it's a write-off. Yeah, so did you guys know that when you earn a Monet trip, that goes like income on your T4A. So let's say your Vegas trip is worth $1,500, and that's going to go on your T4A that you made $1,500. Well, here's the thing. We did sort of, but we also did a business trip with that money. So you can email Monet. Start doing it now, because I'm sure they'll get an influx after I tell you this. I had no idea for like 3 years. And Nick's like, what? Can we go back 3 years and claim all those trips? You can message Monet and say, can you give me a breakdown of the costs for all the trips that I've earned? One of my years was like $8,000, and I could claim that on my taxes, because yes, it's coming in as income, but it's not income I'm seeing in my pocket. That's money that is going into a business trip. That's a write-off. So that's a massive write-off that you can do when you're earning those trips, because yeah, they go on your taxes or on your income. Pretty spreadsheet to try. Yeah, that's awesome. If you're good at like Excel, yeah, all these things. There's so many things, but those are like the big ones for me that I use, and people might have other ones that they use as well. Feel free to share them if you know any shady deals, tax stuff that I need to know. I do. Yes, I do have it all in a PDF. Well, and by me, I mean Nick, but I can share it. But yeah, he gives me a list now at the end of the year, and I just pop all my stuff in there. It's been like 5 years in the making, but once you have a system, it's really, really easy, and you can save a lot of money. Like, let's say if you make 100 grams, just throwing that out there with Monate, like if you had a normal job, that's a high tax bracket. You'd be paying like 35, 40% tax, right? Because of all of our expenses and things that we're doing and just being a business in general, we're paying a heck of a lot less tax, maybe 17, 20% as opposed to like 35, 40%. And the more write-offs that you have, the better it's going to be for you. So it's just more money in your pocket. So save everything. Anyway, that was kind of all I had to share with you guys tonight. I hope you got something out of it. I want to see you guys invest in yourself. Like, don't go crazy, obviously. Like I'm also not, I'm still a real person. Like, we still are doing this for a reason, to make money for our family and to have nice things and do the extra things. But just think of it more, step back and think of it more from a business point of view, and just keep that in the back of your mind. If anything else, is going to Ottawa for Road to Success going to further my business? Is that going to be an expensive? Yes. That is going to be something that is worth it, in my opinion. Is, joining the $30 training call with Kristen Boss or Fraser Brooks or whomever going to be worth the $30? Probably. Yeah. You're investing it back into yourself. Get the samples, do the things. Anyway, just think about it a little bit more. Biggest tip is to get everything together monthly. Absolutely. Yeah. Make a breakdown and write it all down. And the more organized you can be, and you see where your money is going, and you can see how much you're actually making too. And if you have money extra, that's great. And as you grow, as your income grows, pay yourself more. You can change that. It doesn't always have to be 500 to your personal. If you're ranking up and you're making more money, pay yourself more. You can do whatever the heck you want, but just leave some money in there for your business. That's all I have to say. Thanks, guys. I don't know if Kat's